everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Helped by M, the podcast with me, Mathilde. I hope that you are doing well, and I don't know about you, but I can't believe it's already December 1st. This year has gone so fast, yet it's been a long one. But the holiday season has officially started, and I just thought I would share some tips on how to make this time more mindful and enjoyable. I know it's not just me who sometimes feel like this season is quite stressful and overwhelming with lots of things to do. And we tend to talk about the time leading up to Christmas like it's so long. At least I think so. And the fact is that it's actually only about 3 weeks from today. And that goes super fast. And also, I believe that we speak about the days in between Christmas and New Year's Eve. That's like a month. And I feel like every year we try to squeeze in so many things to do during that time. And now I'm like, well, it's not even a week, just a few days. Why do I even think of planning anything there? So I just want to start off and give you that first tip to not try to squeeze in too many things, especially not in between Christmas and New Year's Eve, but also not before Christmas as well. And what I want to try to do this year is to dedicate the days between Christmas and New Year's only for self-care. I will go through the content on my membership site, the retreat, and just indulge in manifestation practices for the new year, meditations, workouts, healthy recipes, and so on, just to create my own little holiday retreat. I am actually really looking forward to that, and I would love to have you joining me. So check out my platform, helpedbym-theretreat.com, if you want to join me on that. So that's what I would try to focus on this season. And something else that I've done if I feel overwhelmed with everything that quote-unquote has to be done is to create a list with 3 to 5 top priorities and follow that one. And I just feel like we don't have to bake every single cookie, decorate every corner of the house, or buy a ton of gifts in order for this to be a fun holiday season. We can do it in moderation, and we can do it mindfully, and just realize that we can't do it all, and that's okay. So another thing that I just think helps with this when I'm feeling stressed during the season is to just take breaks and appreciate the things around me, the people, opportunities, and other things that I have in life, but also things like the beautiful Christmas decorations you see out in the city, and reminding yourself that you don't have to have all that at home. You can enjoy it elsewhere, or you can just put on a cozy Christmas movie. My favorite is The Holiday. I love that movie, and I know every single line in it, and just enjoy a cup of tea. It doesn't have to be a lot and a big thing. You can just create these small moments that are going to be really, really nice. Just pausing and appreciating the smaller things can be really helpful and instantly help you to calm down a little. And next week, I will actually publish a walking meditation for appreciation, which is perfect to do this season. So stay tuned for that next week. And then, moreover, there tend to be a lot of events and parties this season. And speaking of all the things that we have to do and squeeze in, which, they're super fun, all of them, but it can also be a bit stressful to just manage everything to fit in our schedule. And one wise thing I heard a few years ago was, what are you temporarily removing from your schedule during December so that you will be able to fit in all the other things you want to and have to do for Christmas? And I think this is really so true, but I feel like we don't look at it like that at all. We are just adding more and more things and activities to do, and also kind of expecting this time to be relaxing and enjoyable. But how will that equation work out? When we think about it, we probably spend hours decorating, baking, cooking, attending parties, buying gifts. But where does that time come from? Are we off work one day every week in December? No, I don't think so, because this season tends to be the busiest at work for most people too. Everything has to be done before Christmas and New Year's. So we are all super stressed at work too. So I mean, I would just suggest that you think about that and become more mindful about your time and your schedule. I really try to do this as well, and just trying to remind myself, what can I remove from my schedule this season to have more time to do all these other new activities? And if you don't find anything you can remove, do you actually have to do all the things for Christmas? Or can you decide just to give, for example, one gift to each person instead, or attend one or two Christmas parties, but not five? I definitely think it's worth reflecting on so that we don't get completely exhausted by New Year's and start next year without burnout. I just wanted to quickly interrupt this episode to share a little tip and offer from my subscription platform, The Retreat. This is a membership site I've created to gather all my favorite practices within holistic health at the same place. So you find yoga, meditations, Pilates classes, manifestation practices, healthy recipes, journaling prompts, routines, and much more on this platform. As a member, you get access to all the content on the website, and new content is released weekly. And of course, I want to treat my listeners here a little extra this season. So I've created a discount for you. If you use the code podcast, you get 10% off any membership. So either your first month, your first 6 months, or your first year. And you find the retreat on healthbym-theretreat.com. And in addition, as you probably know by now, I am a huge fan of Sakara, and I can't recommend their incredible meal programs and other wellness products enough. Their science-backed, nutritious, organic meals are so delicious and healthy. And when I recently attended a 2-day event and conference with Sakara, the Sakara Summit, we got to learn a lot about the details behind creating these meals and what a process that is. The amount of work, time, and effort that goes into creating the meal programs, I mean, it's just incredible and really shows how much value you actually get when you sign up for the meal deliveries. All meals are designed and thought through so well in terms of nutrition, taste, quality, and so on. And you get the meals delivered to your door, and you can now also choose to order, for example, only lunches if you prefer that instead of 3 meals per day. You can also choose from programs that run for weeks or just a few days if you want to. And in addition to these meals, Sakara now has an incredible limited edition holiday shop with a few products that I am obsessed with. For example, their popcorn, I mean, oh my God, they're to die for. And they also have a few new granolas that are delicious as well. You also find a lot of great gifts for the holiday season here. I would be so happy if I got something from Sakara for Christmas. And if you're a new customer, you get 20% off your first order if you use the code XOHealthByM and shop through the link in the show notes. And by using the code, you will also help support Health by M and the podcast as I earn commission. So definitely take advantage of this discount and make sure to shop these limited holiday products before time's up. Now let's go back to the episode. And yeah, speaking of events, another tip that I want to share here that I always try to do before any event is that I meditate and eat. I think that meditating and eating something like before going to a party, dinner, or event really helps a lot with stress, and it makes me feel more grounded as well. And just a few minutes, like in the cab there or whenever you can, a few minutes of meditation will make such a difference. Or just a few big and deep breaths that will help you to just calm down, relax, and go into this space with a lot of people and feeling more grounded and connected. So I can highly recommend that if you feel like going to events can be a bit intense and a lot, and maybe you're sensitive to energies as well, and yeah, it can just be intense. So try that next time. A few minutes of meditation or deep breaths, it will definitely help. And then, even though you would probably find a lot of things to eat at the party and event, I personally prefer to go somewhere and not be super hungry, especially if I don't know what type of food they will serve. For example, I've been to events and I would get there and realize that they only served like some light snacks or sweets when I had planned to eat my dinner there, which is very disappointing. So I always prefer to eat something light, like a smoothie or something else. So if I get there and I don't end up having any food, I won't starve to death. It also helps me to choose better options when I'm there and I won't just grab a bunch of cookies just because I'm so hungry. But I tend to eat more mindfully when I've had some food before. And speaking of food, there are also lots of healthy and delicious recipes for Christmas to make. And you can find some of my favorites on the retreat. There are so many amazing salads, treats, and so on that I love to make for Christmas. And there are also many great alcohol-free drink options as well to try. And I just think this is good to know, as Christmas, and especially the food we eat during this season, is all about tradition. And while many people want to have the traditional Christmas food, and while that is delicious, we don't have to eat it just because everybody else does or because we used to do it when we were kids. We can make our own healthy versions of Christmas food that is both delicious and makes us feel good. So yeah, I just want to encourage you to explore and experiment a little bit with that if you want to find some healthy options for Christmas. Like I said, I have a bunch of healthy recipes on the retreat, and I will release more Christmas-inspired recipes now for this season. So definitely check them out if you want some inspiration. And these were just a few tips on how to make this season more about self-care, appreciation, relaxation, and something we can enjoy rather than feeling out of balance, stressed, and exhausted. And as I mentioned, I'm going to use my own membership platform, The Retreat, a lot this season just to get some inspiration and nourish myself with healthy foods and recipes, meditations, workouts, hypnosis audios, and manifestation practices for the new year. And you always get 7 days to try it for free as well if you want to. So maybe this holiday season is the perfect time for you to try it out. As I said, I'm going to try to do an own little retreat in between Christmas and New Year's Eve. And if this sounds like something you would like to be a part of, let me know. I can maybe create something that we all can do together if you want to. I've been wanting to do that, but I haven't really had the time. But if you want to, I can do that, and I'm going to prepare it on the retreat under the tab called Our Picks and Collections, where I have some example retreats and routines to try. So yeah, let me know if you want me to create something fun that we all can enjoy during that time, so we don't squeeze in a lot of people to meet, things to do, and a lot of things on our to-do list during those days, because I do believe we should slow down a little bit and prepare for the next year instead. Anyways, I hope you liked these tips, and I will have a great holiday season. I will be back next week and share that walking meditation I mentioned earlier. So take care of yourselves and have a great rest of your day.